Good morning. It's about 5:15 in the morning in just north of Sacramento. I got a spot at a rest area here yesterday. Very thankful for. It wasn't too bad. Was worried about finding parking near where I'm going to deliver. I am about 2 hours away from the delivery, but I did want to go closer. The parking spots there, I wasn't sure about. There might be more than it looks like. There probably are. There's probably places people know to park that aren't marked or something. But I'm about 2 hours away from my delivery. And I'm not sure about traffic. I don't know how much time to give traffic. So I don't want to be there early too much. I'm trying to be there pretty much the time that they gave me, which is an 8 o'clock delivery. So I'm going to probably aim for 30 minutes ahead. I'm going to give it 30 extra minutes and try to be there. Well, we'll see. I'm guessing that traffic will be bad enough that it might slow me down. I really honestly don't know. But like normally cities are bad, and if it was super bad and it slowed me down a whole hour, well then I guess it still wouldn't feel too bad. But I don't want to get. It's just a small air. The delivery place looks small, and there's like nothing around to park at. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't want to be there too super early. But let me. Well, I just had a granola bar for breakfast. I don't normally eat a lot when I'm just driving. A lot of times I skip breakfast, but I had a little bit of breakfast this morning. Anyways, there's the view out the windshield. Light coming into the sky, a little bit of light from these lamp posts. A little rest area, not too bad. I got this spot right next to these trees here, so my pullout's not going to be too bad. I don't have to worry about scraping somebody on the side as much. Shouldn't be bad. Let's go take a look at the load, see what I'm doing. See. So I've got in my first time with coils. I got 2 coils. I think the paperwork says steel, but people say steel, but it might be aluminum. But either way, not too bad, not too terribly heavy. I think they're like 17,000, 14,000. Put a bunch of chains on them and then wrapped it all with the tarp. The chains were fine. I actually liked doing the chains more than like in training. It was even less confusing because I was doing it myself. I didn't have to keep track of what other people were doing as well, and just pulled the chains and binders out and put them together one by one. Came up with a plan. My trainer showed me this way to lay out my plan with bungees on the rail. I did that and kept myself organized and working smoothly. And then it's the tarp. The tarp was a lot more difficult. I actually did have 2 different drivers from Melton help. There were a bunch of people from Melton there at the place I picked up. That was in Kentucky. Where was it? Bowling Green or something? Anyway, some people helped me with this, but it still was kind of a mess. So originally, I had a bunch of I had a bunch of bungees, like I pretty much the way I thought it was supposed to be at first, and then without these. I think I may have put these on early. The one, two, or over the middle. I think I might have. I can't remember if I did those early on or not. But anyways, I think I can't remember if I did that at the first point. But anyways, the it was it was rattling really bad. Like it was like billowing out, and like because the instructions I got were to take the tarp away from the coils as much as possible. I don't know. It's so you have um, so this tarp material is just a long span to go for all the way from the top there down to the rail. And if you're not touching anything like they wanted me to, that's just like to get enough tension on there to not for it to not flap. Like it seems like bungees won't be able to do that. Like it was just it was billowing a lot, and then I tried putting a ton more bungees on. Like I put bungees everywhere. I put bungees all up on the top runs too. Uh, I just put basically all the bungees I had. I put them out here, and then that I mean it helped some, but it was still rattling, and like you can see now there's patches where I've since taken the bungees off and patched where basically everywhere they were making holes everywhere. Uh, it helped calm it down some, but it wasn't enough, and so I tried this. I wrapped straps around to keep it to calm down, and then I ran this rope through these rings because like I couldn't think of a way to get this like these places right here. They're always going to move some, and everywhere they're going to move, they're going to make holes. Even like these aren't too bad. Like these aren't moving too bad. So I have to still figure. A lot of this is like still. I'm not saying this like I'm super knowledgeable or whatever. I'm still learning how this works, and I guess part of our training. It feels like part of our training. we should have done. We should have done. Tarping training in a wind tunnel, and they should turn it on and let us see how it works, because like this is a big part of it is how does it interact in the wind. Like it can look pretty when it's sitting still, but it doesn't matter if it has to ride on the road. And so anyways, so the back parts of these hooks, even if you do it right, I guess it's not showing it there, so like it's riding pretty nice now, but all those, like all these things, that was not, the hooks were in the right way, but the back part of the hook still has enough, still has enough bite on it to, if it moves at all, it starts rubbing a hole. And so I tried using this rope because I thought, well, it doesn't have hooks on it and it doesn't stretch as much, so it actually worked pretty well. The thing, like the thing I didn't like know exactly how to do is how to end it up, how to finish with it. So I went to the spool, did a clove hitch, and then wrapped it over the clove hitch, make sure there was always tension on it, and it held really good. And this I started it with a bowline and a fisherman's, but I don't know. It seemed to work really well. So I don't know when I'm going to, like. It seems like a piece of the toolkit that I should use, But I don't know why they don't teach it. Probably because people can't do knots. But it seemed pretty useful. But I don't know when am I going to use this versus when am I going to use bungees. Like and like these bungees have been doing really well. So I'm learn and I did redo these like during the trip. This started coming up a little bit. So I took all these off and redid them, and I'm definitely learning better how to pin the tarp up against the rub rail, and the way I was bunging, I had a clearer picture of what I was doing. But anyways, uh, I'll go back in the cab and talk a little bit. But before I get started and go deliver this. So, anyways, I guess I'm not sure about the strategy of stretching everything away from the load. I think like I don't know. I don't know what I don't know, and I definitely know that I'm new to this. So I want to try things that, like especially when people are more experienced than me tell me to do stuff. I want to try it, but I don't understand the strategy of pulling the tarp away from the load, especially if we're just using bungees. It just doesn't seem like we'd create enough tension to be able to make that work. Like, um, there's just such a long span of the tarp, and to get that to stabilize away from the load, like, you would have to put a lot of tension on at some point, and it just doesn't seem like, I don't think bungees do that, but I don't know. Maybe I should just I need to get better at using bungees or something. But I think it seems like it would be easier to try to secure it direct, like use the load, especially if it's not super fragile, um, and go like put try to get the tarp tight to it. That gives you something to stabilize the material on, so like um, the wind can't get under it, and or I don't know, it has you have something um, to see, to sort of pressure it to, and you don't have that long span or that gap to try to figure out how to get tension on. I don't know. So I'm still have to figure out what works, but I am tired of patching holes in the tarp, and I want to figure out how to keep it to where it doesn't look like a mess going down the road. I'm trying to pay attention to other loads that I see on the road and see what if they're not billowing much, or like, yeah, if they're not moving much, what are they doing? Um, One thing I'll probably will end up doing is the deburring the back ends of the bungees. I don't know why they didn't do this at the factory. It's kind of frustrating that they give the but where they've cut the hooks on the bungees, where they cut them at the factory, they should have honestly run them over a grinder or something to take off a little bit of the edge, because it's pretty severe, and it makes it easier for it to cut the tarp up. So I could improve that by taking a file to it, or either a file or a grinder or something. I'll have to figure out if I can set something up that I can take some of the edge off of it. It's kind of frustrating that I like, it would be a lot easier to do, um, between after cutting the metal piece for the hook and before bending it would be the would be a better time to do it, because now that it's all bent up, it's going to be awkward to get a tool in to take the edge off. But I'll see if I can do that at some point, probably, and then I might tape them as well. Try putting some like electrical tape or something. See if that, I don't know if that'll hold, but I might try take some of the edge off, because it's just pretty ridiculous how they start chewing up the tarp even when you're doing it right. So I would like to be able to do things right and have things work, and I feel like part of that is not getting more holes in the tarp as much as I can. So I'll have to learn how to do that. But anyways, show what I'm doing, where I'm going, and guess go into San Francisco, see where I end up today. I don't. I'm kind of low on hours, so I might end up resetting. I'm not sure if they'll. I'm kind of curious if they'll give me another load today or not. So we'll see. That's it for now. See you. See where we end up.